Hey, Edwin. Welcome, Edwin. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, Dumaguete, Philippines. And other than Edwin, we got Chief here as well. And we got Miss Dimple. Wow, that was quick. I appreciate it. I didn't have to wait very long for somebody to show up. I didn't want to, start talking until at least I had some people filter in here. And we got, of course, Che, the wonderful Che. Saying hello to everybody. But again, happy Monday, Dumaguete, Philippines. Started out a little cloudy, wasn't sure what the day was going to be like, but now actually the sun kind of came out. Seems normal, Ron. 7 degrees here in snow. I'd much rather be there. I can agree with you on that. Bees Poppins here. Niels is here. Edwin retracted something, but yeah. So how was everybody's, I guess if you're still on your Sunday, Stone Cold, thank you so much. It's a heat wave. Welcome, Stone Cold. I don't know if I've noticed you lately, Stone Cold. Maybe you've been just lurking in the background, but appreciate you doing that subscription for me. Like I said, I'm not one that really does membership content as of yet. I kind of like to share everything, but I appreciate your generosity even with the support of a membership. Thank you, Stone Cold. Like I said, been wondering, I know sometimes it gets crazy with the traffic in the comments, and I was like, maybe I just didn't miss Stone Cold, but happy Monday. Ready to walk. It was nice getting my day off. Like I said, the walking and live stream takes it to a whole other level from a mental perspective. Certainly feel more drained. It's not from the physical part of it, it's the mental. Looking at this, watching traffic. So, oh wow. And then Buko for later. Yes, always watching. Well, Stone Cold, I always appreciate you. You don't need to hide in the background. I like when you come in with your jokes too. You keep the live streams funny and entertaining. And 10 p.m. here in Oklahoma. Well, I'm going to get away from the water because it is breezy and then you can't hear me right. But it seems normal, Ron. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. It's 12:22 p.m. here in Dumaguete, Philippines. But again, Stone Cold, thank you so much. For being here. Thank you for your generosity. Edwin says 0 degrees and 6 inches of fresh snow on the ground in Kansas City. I don't envy you, Edwin. I really don't. Miss Dimple said here in Palawan it was a little cloudy as well. But yeah, then the sun came out. Like I said, I was kind of disappointed with the clouds, not knowing what to expect. Looking at the radar, there is something like a big system. I don't know if it's going to hit here or not. But Chief says ice and snow in West Virginia. Bees Poppin says, bro, Stone Cold, happy Australia Day, my friend, good day, mate, and just everybody, thanks for being here. You know me, I'm laced up, I'm ready to rock, ready to talk, whatever you guys have in mind. Just sharing my happy life, happy times here in Dumaguete, Philippines. But enough of my face. But yeah, my weekend was fine. Like I said, I think yesterday was more about recovery for me, just relaxing. I still did do my walk, and I just remove a lot of social media and stuff like that. Take a mental break, just listen to music and stuff like that. We got Joey Cronin here. Hello, it's been a few days. It's 5 degrees here with 4 inches of ice. 6 inches of snow here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Yeah, I was wondering how, I guess everything is past now. I was kind of wondering how everybody made out with the weather. Haven't spoken to my parents or my brother in Pennsylvania to get an update as to how much they actually got. Was it less than anticipated? Was it more than anticipated as far as that big snowstorm? I haven't heard much. I haven't talked to, like I said, my parents yet for them to give me an update. Edwin says it hurts to go outside, Michael. Send me some of the Philippine weather. I wish I could. I know looking at it isn't really going to warm you up. as much as you'd like. But again, I still appreciate everybody here for my Monday live stream. And where's a good place to meet local women in Dumaguete? Seems normal, Ron. I'll just call you Ron. I'm assuming that's your name, Ron. I know a popular place is at the Boulevard in Dumaguete, where I just was, where I came from down there. I know that is a pretty popular place, especially later in the evening when the sun goes down and it's cooler and people are more comfortable. I'd say that's a good place to meet them. But quite honestly, I think you can meet anybody everywhere you walk. Everybody's super friendly, very welcoming, and saying hello. Just simply say hello in return, say hi, be respectful, obviously. And yeah, I don't think it's very hard to meet people here in the Philippines, men or women. Everybody's super nice. That's one of the main things I truly love and appreciate about the Philippines, especially here in Dumaguete. Yeah, Ron is fine, thanks. Just want a head start. No problem. No problem at all. Joey says it was less than expected here, but you can't move on ice. We're going to have a high of 8 degrees tomorrow. The weather there looks awesome as always. Yeah, it's in the 80s. This morning it was like 77, 78. Again, it was cloudy, but now like we've had the break in the clouds, so it's a lot nicer than I expected here. As far as your weather, yeah, after you get a big snowstorm and then it's cold, yeah, it's going to take time for it to melt on top of the ice. Yeah, the ice is what makes it bad. Bees Poppin says, I hope you enjoy your walk today, my friend. Michael, love your brother. And me, Addie Chait. Yeah, thank you again, Bees Poppin. I always appreciate everybody that's here. It's fun. I enjoy my walking live streams. I enjoy walking anyway, so this is just an added element. It's a lot of fun. Business as usual. Happy Monday. Derek is here, says aloha. You had great Sunday. Yeah, I had a relaxing Sunday, you know. Just kind of remove all the social media stuff and just relax. I think, like I said earlier, you kind of get mental overload. The physicality part's no problem, but like now it's like when you're doing a live stream, paying attention to traffic, trying to watch the screen and comments, yeah, it can be a little challenging sometimes. But right now it's not too bad. How have you been, my friend? You're looking good and healthy, Joey. I feel great. Again, diet, exercise. Drink a lot of calamansi juice daily, every day. I think that vitamin C, that little kick, helps me prevent anything. I know a lot of people have been getting colds and stuff like that. Recently, I'm okay for now. Che's okay for now. Mayong Muto. I always tell people just get rest, drink a lot of fluids. That usually helps. Seahawks and Patriots are in the Super Bowl. I would have never guessed that, you know, but then again, I haven't been following football too much, you know. But hearing the Patriots without Tom Brady is kind of wild. Seahawks, I'm trying to think who is their quarterback. Just goes to show you I haven't paid much attention. But yeah, this is kind of like the year of different Super Bowl teams, different NCAA college football championship. That was definitely, oh, Sam Darnold, there you go. Yeah, that's right, he went to USC. He was a USC Trojan. Dude on Roll says, hey, Mike, I managed to make it to your stream after a long break. Well, hey, appreciate it, Dude on Roll. Everybody deserves a break once in a while. Even me. As much fun as I have doing these live streams, sometimes, again, I need a break too. More of a mental thing than a Mayung Muto. Chosen One says nasty. Nah, I don't believe that, but you're entitled to your opinion, Chosen One. I don't agree. I disagree with you on that. But it's different for everybody. To each his own. Also, I don't see that on the sidewalks. On occasion I do, but not really. Joey Cronin says, have you had your coconut milk water for today? Not yet, Joey. It's coming though. I gotta work up a little bit of a sweat. If I drink that too soon and I'm not sweating as normal, there's a lot of coconut water in the coconuts they tend to give me. And if I'm not sweating it out, I have to relieve myself another way. And that's not always fun when you're on a live stream. I don't want to have to take you guys to the bathroom. Todd says, go to Philly, poop on the sidewalks everywhere. Yeah, we could, like I said, it's so true, Todd. It's just like people just need to, I don't know, reflect and look at where they're from. They just act like, I don't know, everything's better. It's like the same, like nothing's perfect. Depends on where you find your happiness. I have my happiness here. I love learning about the people and the culture here. I enjoy it a lot, and I don't know, I just have fun. What else can I say? It's happiness. Vaughn says, thank you for taking us on your walk. Hey, Vaughn, no problem. I appreciate you being here, as always. Edwin says, can you go to Apple Island and make a dive video? Well, I can go to Apple Island and make a video. I don't know if I can make a dive video for you, but I can make a video. And of course I would when I go there. Any places that I would travel to and go to for the first time, I would certainly make a video of me and Che going on our trip just to share it with everybody. That'll definitely be a day trip from what I've learned. Not a lot of people go to Apple Island and spend the night there. I think it's more of a snorkel, scuba, one day kind of trip thing. Dave Travel says, cute drift, this is Dave in Guatemala. I know you, Mr. Dave. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully everything's well in Guatemala. I appreciate it though, my friend. Night, thanks for dropping in, saying hello. That's like the best part. Charles says, remind us where you're at again, please. Dumaguete, Philippines, Charles. Dumaguete, Philippines. Actually, Trump, I don't have TDS. I'm just here visiting, exploring, enjoying other things in my life. So you would be incorrect on your statement. Incorrect, Trump. But I appreciate the comment and appreciate you stopping by. That says a lot about you as a person, that you're taking the time to leave a comment on my live stream while I'm enjoying myself here in Dumaguete, embracing different cultures, embracing a different part of the world, and living life, man. There's more out there than just staying in your home country. Mayung Muto. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Trump. Yeah, there's no issues with me. I don't have TDS. I don't get into politics on my channel, so I apologize. That's just not what it's about. For me, it's positive vibes, happiness, simple pleasures in life. And yeah, that's the best way I can put it. Level up, son. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Very good comment. Guru Gill says hello. Charles says, are people real friendly there? Of course, Charles. I obviously all the time preach about my number one favorite thing about being in the Philippines, and it's the people. That's what I enjoy the most, the people. Dion Summer, Kumusta ka? Yes, says, how are you? And then I'd say Mabuti, Kumusta ka, and then respond with Mabuti. I think that's Tagalog, I think. I think they were originally these decorations, Joey. I think they were the Christmas decorations, but I think they just decided to leave them up. I think it looks kind of cool anyway, especially when it's nighttime and the lights are on, and then you know, but I think it's mainly was Christmas decorations. Life, bluegrass music, Philippines is beautiful. That's the way I feel. Exactly the way I feel. And if anybody in my live stream, you're new here, hey, Mayung Muto, Amping, you want to say?
Hi vlog. What is your page? What is your page?
Oh, it's YouTube. It's called Castaway Drift.
Yeah.
Castaway Drift.
Shout out to my mommy in Dubai. I love you. Hello. Cash out na meron.
All right.
Hello ni Ron. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Remember, Castaway Drift.
Yes, okay.
Have a good day. Amping. Amping.
What is your page? I'm gonna follow you.
Yeah, Castaway Drift on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Salamat. But anyway, my name's Michael from United States. Born and raised in Pennsylvania the majority of my life. Now I'm living abroad, exploring, experiencing new things in my life here in the Philippines. And I absolutely love it here. Walk every day. As of 3-4 weeks ago, I started doing the live streams while I'm walking, so I'm sharing it with everybody else. I think they're on lunch break. They get like an hour and a half lunch break here, Dr. Red Taco. I'm jealous. I remember when I got a lunch break in school, it was 30 minutes, if that. No, Joey, these are my same glasses. Same Ray-Bans with progressive lenses that transition so I can read, but also, you know, see far away. I was never a big fan of reading glasses because then you have to take them off because everything's blurred when you're looking far. And then I learned about progressive lenses. Hey, Cool King Man says, hey, Michael, how you been? Sorry, been busy here. Hope you're doing good, sir. Just saying hello and aloha, sir. Be safe and God bless always. And as I always do, I appreciate that, Cool Kingman. I certainly remember you. I'm sure you're busy and have better things to do, but I appreciate your generosity. I'm humbled each and every day, and God bless you too. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see. Hey, Mayung Muto, how are you? Happy Monday. Thank you. I'm gonna squeeze in between here. Someone said Nash Jav Losa says, try to visit Bacolod, sir. Actually, I lived in Bacolod for 4 months. For 4 months, I lived in Bacolod, Nash Have Losa. I like Bacolod, but I had more of up here in Dumaguete. The truth says, what country? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Looks like you got a tan going, no sunblock necessary. Well, I do use it like natural zinc sunblock. Mayung Muto. I do use it sometimes. Today, not so much because it was really cloudy. I figured, I'll skip it. But yeah, once you adapt, depending on your melanin in your skin, you adapt, and then, like I said, I don't really get burnt. You can get red if you're in it too much, obviously, because the sun is stronger here. But Cool Kingman says, no problem. Not better, just need to do it. Haha, better to be here, but the bills won't let me. Haha, and my boss also keeps me busy. Well, that's okay, Cool Kingman. I'm just thankful to see you again. And again, I appreciate your generosity. And happy Monday from Dumaguete, Philippines. Another day. Happy to be alive, blessed to wake up feeling good and healthy. I take it one day at a time. That's most important to me. The Spiro, hey, I recognize you, the Spiro. Hey, hello, Michael, how are you? I'm doing good. Feeling refreshed. Sunday's kind of like my private day off, away from social media, no live stream and stuff like that. It can be a little too much mentally, draining. you know, staring at the screen, trying to keep up sometimes with the comments, but it's not too bad right now. The Spiro, oh, thank you for subbing me. I appreciate that. Philip Morgan says, do you ever, heck, are you another Philip or are you the same Philip? Do you ever see any Mexican foreigners or black foreigners? Oh, yeah. I definitely have seen I see basically every foreigner here. I don't think there's not a foreigner I don't see. I think a lot of people from countries all over the world come here and they all seem to be enjoying themselves. They're all happy. So yeah, you could say that. Donnie's here, says, hi, Michael. Wished I had your weather here. We have snow and ice and freezing temperatures. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I keep waiting to hear. I haven't heard from my parents yet on an update. Oh, Muayung Muto, Amping. I was kind of thinking about, wonder if they got as much as they thought they'd get. No update from Pennsylvania. Philip Morgan says African foreigners. Yeah, there's African foreigners here, Philip. No issues whatsoever. Everybody gets along. Philippine people are amazing. Mayung Muto. Amping. Everybody's nice. Everybody's nice here. As long as you're respectful as a visitor in another country, yeah, you're gonna be fine. Actually, I think the people are friendlier here than back home. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Hello, Philip Montgomery. Ran across you a couple weeks ago with about 1.5 subs, and now it's 3.5 or 3.4. Michael, you really are a nice guy, and I love your strolls. Philip, you know what? You're a very generous person. I'm humbled each and every time when you guys, just for you guys even being here says a lot. That to me, just giving me a like, is humbling. But then when you guys share your hard-earned money with me, and I'm simply just sharing my pleasures and happiness. Mayung Muto, I'm just sharing my pleasures and happiness here. Simply going out and walking, it's humbling. And God bless you, Philip. Thank you for everything that you do for me and everybody. I appreciate everybody here taking time out of their life and their schedule to support me and just go for a walk. Good vibes, happiness, be good to each other. That's what I like. That's what I love. Hold on, back to the streets. So thank you, Philip. Philip Morgan says, I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma, temps. Wow, so there's two Philip Morgans. This is wild, because I'm like, or no, Philip Morgan, Philip Montgomery. So we got two Philips with the M, Montgomery and Morgan. That's very interesting. Well, stay warm, Philip Morgan. Stay warm. Dale Harper says, all right, here we go. Pennsylvania update. 16 feet maybe in PA. Snow stopped in Pittsburgh. Holy crap. You mean 16 inches or, because I'm reading 16 feet. That would be a lot. I'm hoping you're meaning 16 inches. Philip Morgan said, wow, there are two Philips. Yeah, Philip's a popular name apparently. There's always a lot of Michaels too. But Buddy Bros Adventure said, are you Christian or Catholic? Raised Catholic, currently following and focused on the Bible, if that's the best way, which you could say that's Christian, but very focused on the Bible. Buddy Bros Adventure. Mayung Muto. In May, the wife and I will be in Manila visiting her family, says Life of Bluegrass Music. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm sure you want that to get here quickly, but then when you get here, you want that to go slow. What city are in, Spiro? Dumaguete City, Spiro. Philip Morgan says, I'm a trucker. I'm from Sacramento, California. Well, again, Philip Morgan, I appreciate you being here. You and the other Philip are going to probably confuse me on occasion, and I apologize. And as anybody, if you're sending comments or questions, if I miss it, I apologize. It's kind of hard for me sometimes when I'm walking and chatting with you guys at the same time, but I appreciate it. Mayung Muto. Ali Cave says, do you have, I guess you're asking me if I have a girlfriend. Yeah, I have a girlfriend, Filipina here. Her name's Che. She was in the live stream. I don't know if she's in here now. Mayong Moto. About a foot in Pittsburgh, says Life of Bluegrass. Really appreciate you, says hi. Oh, yeah, I know Catholics have a Bible too, Ali Cave. I'm just telling you, quite honestly, I'm more focused on learning about the Bible. I've learned more about that since I've been here in the Philippines, probably never at any point in my life. But yeah, you're right. Have you been to a Philippines church? Yeah, I've been to a Christian church. No, I don't think I've been to a Catholic church here. Cool Kingman says, coldest here in Hawaii was 54 that I felt. That would probably feel good though. Having 54, just like a little cool blast, that would probably feel good. Once in a while, I wouldn't mind having that here. Ogie's, oh geez. This is why I don't like talking about anything, because I just want everybody to be happy and get along. So Ogie, Mr. Just be happy, you know, I don't know what else to tell you. Do you have a swimming pool? Terry Austin says, do you have a swimming pool at your apartment? And if so, how often do you use it? Probably not as often as I should. I do have a video that I just put out, a tour of my apartment. Mayong Moto, I gotta say hi to my friend. Happy Monday. Almonte. Happy Monday. So yeah, Terry, if you're ever interested, it's like a 10, 11 minute video, apartment tour. My apartment is very small, the way I like it, but it does have a pool, it does have a gym. But no, I don't use the pool as probably as much as I'd like to. Mondays, the pool is always closed for maintenance, so today is Monday and I wouldn't be able to swim in the pool anyway. Philip says, Philip, best name out there. I'm in 15 degrees here in North Carolina. Philip, I don't remember what it's like to feel that cold, quite honestly. I don't miss it, but feel your pain. Roberto says 36 degrees in South Texas, which that seems cold for Texas. That really seems cold. Philip Morgan says, my wife is Korean. She can make lumpia and adobo. Adobo is like I like a chicken adobo, pork adobo, lumpia, pork sisig. I love all that food. Rick Wallace says, hello, Mike. Hello, Rick. How you doing, Rick? Rick Wallace, my friend. Welcome. Welcome back. Been a while. Cool Kingman says, hi, guys. Let's get the 100 likes for Mr. Castaway. Woot, woot. I appreciate that support. Like I said, likes are always, it just helps drive your channel. That's, you know, and it's easy to do and it's free. You just double tap the screen. Life of Bluegrass says, where is this place in the Philippines? Well, Negros Oriental. Dumaguete is like the southern bottom of Negros Oriental. But this is like the city of Dumaguete, which it's more like a town to me. I don't think it's like Bacolod. Bacolod's a much bigger city than if you get to Manila. It's even bigger. Maybe that's why I prefer Dumaguete a lot more, just because it's a little smaller. And I'm not far from the ocean either. I'll walk back down by the water just to show you how close you are to the ocean. I'm an ocean guy. I need to be somewhere where I can, even if I'm not swimming in the ocean, I need to be somewhere where I can at least walk in it. Ali K says, yeah, I respect that, bro. How you liking it over there? I love it over here. If I wasn't happy, I wouldn't be here. And it doesn't hurt. I like to show, people always want to see what's here. It doesn't hurt that the cost of living, rentals and apartments and houses is less expensive. That doesn't hurt. I didn't know that originally going into this. I had no idea until after the fact when I was researching tropical warm islands to live maybe when I'd retire further in the future. I figured I'd still be working at this point in my life. But then once I found out the cost of living here, I was able to retire at 55. And best decision I ever made. Yeah, that's Robinson Supermarket right there. Yep. Buddy Bro said it would be cool if you fed stray dogs and cats. Yeah, I guess it would be. I'd have to carry some sort of food with me, but quite honestly, I don't know why it is. Like, compared to before when I was here in Dumaguete and then lived in Bacolod for 4 months and then came back here, I see stray dogs, but I don't see as many. And I even said to my girlfriend, Che, who's a Filipina, I said, is it just me or is there just not as many street dogs running around? I don't know what it is. I don't notice as many as I did before. Something I noticed right away. I was like, it just seemed like there was always so many more here before. But again, it could just be a coincidence. I'm just not seeing them. Do you ever get a rent increase, says Rick? Out of all the places I've ever rented, in the longest time I was in a place, no increase at all. Maybe there was an increase maybe with the water or electric. I didn't really pay attention that close. But nobody's ever come to me yet that I remember and said, hey, there's an increase. Maybe once. I think this apartment I was at before, they had association dues, and I think the association due price went up, so they ended up raising the price. They did do that. Ruffin Snovita says hi. Cool King says, Mike, be careful for the street foods. Yeah, I don't know if you heard my story not that long ago. Well, I've said it many times. The first time I ever really had true street food, I'm not talking barbecued chicken or beef or anything like that on a stick. I'm talking like tempura. I'm just talking like, dynamite. It looks like an egg roll wrapped up with a jalapeno and stuff. I ate a bunch of street food with Che for the first time. I never ate that much. And it gave me a stomach ache. A couple hours later, I ended up spending the rest of the evening and most of the afternoon the next day in the bathroom. So yeah, that's didn't go well with me. Art Parks is here, says, hey, Michael and Che, hope you're well. I'm doing great. Heading down towards the water, if that's okay with you guys. Heading down towards the water. John Vasquez, Sir Castaway Drift, good PM. I always love your alien emoji. That just differentiates you from everybody. It's kind of like your thing. I like it. Insert Brian is here. I've been sick every time I've eaten at Jollibee. I've eaten at Jollibee twice. I didn't get sick. I just didn't really. I had a chicken sandwich there one time. I didn't like it. And then I had a cheeseburger. I figured, all right, let me try the beef. And I didn't really like that either. But I don't eat a lot of fast food, period. I don't eat McDonald's. I don't eat a lot of that. I just don't like it. I don't prefer to eat that anyway. Do you stay in a B&B place or a real hotel? I'm renting an apartment right now, Life of Brewgrass. When I first came here in July of 2024, I was only supposed to stay here for 2 months. I basically rented out hotels. And then after I decided to stay longer, beyond the 2 months, I got smarter and found an apartment, which is certainly even less expensive. So I got an apartment, and that's what I'm currently in an apartment now. And again, if you want just a little bit of sample size of an idea of my apartment and the tour, how much I pay, swimming pool, gym included, and stuff like that, you can, it's my latest video, just an apartment tour of, my apartment and the amenities around there. And again, my apartment's really small. Some people don't like a small apartment, and that's okay. Everybody's different. I like having a small apartment. I don't want to fill it with anything, minimal clothing, minimal everything, because if I decide I ever want to go somewhere else, I just pack up a couple bags and I'm out the door. I wanted a furnished apartment as well. I don't want an apartment where I have to furnish it, because then that's more responsibility for me to sell the furniture, to whatever, take it with me. And I just don't want to deal with anything like moving or house, anything. I just want clothes, and that's it. Man, David Golden Eagle says we have a well, so no water bill. That would be nice to have a well. What is this? You mean this tree? That's that tree. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of these trees are very old. Cool King says Jollibee is good for me. Yeah, I just think it's some people's stomachs. But I also tend to not eat fast food, Cool King. That's just me. And I apologize for this breeze blowing into the microphone. Like I said, I'm just doing this casually and then go back into the city. Trying to see, it's tricky, says multiple routes. Yeah, like these trees I think are very, very old. It'd be interesting to know how old they are. But they've been there for a while. I'm trying to see, go back. Cool King, and I went to my uncle's house in the Philippines and they asked me if I wanted to eat canine. Ever since then I was skeptical to eat. Where's Che? Did you say where she was? Yeah, she was on earlier. She was doing some shopping. She was out getting sourdough bread, actually. This particular bakery, they weren't open yesterday and we ran out. She did go to a bakery to get sourdough bread. Fernando Contreras is here. Hello, Fernando. Life of Brewgrass. Herman, you can live anywhere in the Philippines. He is in the Visayas area. Right, I'm in the Visayas area. Frankie says, hey Mike, when I was there before, I pretty much just ate out all the time. How is grocery shopping there? Do they have items as in the US? They have a lot of similar things. Like the one main place I always tell people about is, it's called Belchris. I do walk past it in my travels. It's like a place that a lot of Western food gets imported into. A lot of people like it because you can get a lot of similar stuff, even beef, deli meat, cheese, stuff like that there. I don't really miss food. A lot of people ask me, do I miss American food a lot? Not really. I didn't eat out a lot though in the United States either. Oops, hold on. Sorry about that. Lynn Angel says, hello, Michael. Good to see you. Cheryl Stallworth. You look familiar, that name. Cheryl Stallworth says hello. Cool Kingman says, oh, have you tried barbecue catfish? No, I have not, but I like catfish. That would be interesting to try barbecue catfish. That sounds actually really good. David says, Philippines is bigger than you think. In my area, not run into other bloggers. Philip Morgan says, what time does it get dark? Well, currently, it's 12:57, so just say 1 p.m. in the afternoon. It gets dark basically 6 p.m. all year round. There's no daylight savings here or anything. 6 p.m. dark, like, you know, summertime in the U.S., obviously it stays light longer, like 8, 9 o'clock. That doesn't happen here. 6 o'clock, it gets dark. 5:30, 5:40, sunrise every morning. But I'll go back down towards this way so you guys can see some other things. Mike, yes, I'm an Aries. April 6th. Yeah, that's my birthday. Philip Morgan says, my wife, father, and mother during Korean War, 1955, they ate dogs. Hey, Mayung. Mayung Muto. In 2 more minutes, and then Mayung Hapon. Wait, during the Korean War in 1955, they ate dogs. There was no food because North Korean was coming down from the north. Yeah, you hear stories like that, but I guess, you know, people got to eat. I don't know what it would be like to be in their situation, but Cool Kingman says about the catfish, they make it delicious there as far as barbecue sticks and rotisserie chicken. Well, yeah, I like their, lechon manok is like the rotisserie chicken here. I could eat that every day. I enjoy that. Uh-oh, someone saw the famous McDonald's sign. Yeah, that's back there. I'll go past the McDonald's. There is a McDonald's here in Dumaguete. There's, I don't know how many Jollibees. There's 2 at least here in the city. I think there's another one in the Robinson Mall. Jeff Winter says, are the days longer in the summer and shorter in the winter? No, I think it stays the same all year round, Jeff. 6 p.m. basically gets dark. 5:30 or so, sunrise. It stays the same. Philip Montgomery says, Michael has a really good apartment video that he was asked to make. It's very informative. Yeah, it was simple and quick. I didn't put like much time or thought into it. I just wanted to give people the basics. I wasn't trying to make the apartment videos, you know, cinematic and anything special. It's just an apartment video. But again, it's small and it's not for everybody. Again, if you plan on spending a lot of time in your apartment and you need things to entertain yourself, then you're probably gonna need something bigger. Because yeah, if I were sitting in my apartment all the time, as small as it is, yeah, I'd go stir crazy because it's so small. But I'm not there to hang out in my apartment. But you know, it could change, but it's very small. But I'm paying for location, I'm paying for security, I'm paying for the pool, the gym, the modernness of the apartment. That's what I'm paying for. Herman Edwards says, what's the light dating in Dumaguete? I know you have a girlfriend. Yeah, Herman, I have a girlfriend. Are you asking like, what's it like to meet people here or something? I mean, yeah, you can definitely meet people here. I think the Philippine people are some of the most friendliest, genuine, loving people I've ever met. But that's my experience. Some other people might say they haven't had a good experience. So I don't want to speak for everybody. I just speak for myself, and I don't have any issues here. Everything's good with me. But I'm gonna walk down this way, go towards that Belcrest place I mentioned. Joe Mama's here, says, all of us in the States wish we were there. The weather is crazy. Yeah, that weather is crazy. I mean, I know things change from year to year and things go in cycles, but yeah, you guys in the States and probably Canada, you guys are having some cold, wild weather. No Walmart. Yeah, there's no Walmart here. Not that I know of. Lynn ain't, where's Che? She was in the live stream. She stopped by. She was shopping, doing something. I'm not sure where she is now. Mayung hapon. Mike Harvey says, what town are you in? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. And I'll do a little brief introduction. Anybody new to my channel here, first time, hopefully it's not the last time, but my name's Michael from United States, born and raised in Pennsylvania the majority of my life. With the exception of 2 years, I did live in Florida, which is my preferable. That's where if I was still in the United States, I would want to live somewhere south. But with that cold front, I'd have to probably be in Miami to really be warm. But the kicker is, if I was still living in the United States, I'd still be working. I couldn't survive on my pension and savings the way I am here in the States. I'd have to be working. That's as simple as that. Chief says, I'm stocked up on beer. Cheers to you, Chief. Philip says, what kind of signal do you get? Verizon 5G. Actually, here I have, you could, hey, Mayung hapon. You could have, I have Smart, you could have Globe, and then there's one other one that I heard works fairly well. Mayung hapon. Mayung hapon. You could have either one. And it's surprisingly, my Smart SIM card works very well here in the city. When I navigate outside the city with trees, it kind of blocks the signal, so the signal is not as good as what it is in the city. You heard music. Do you and your lady do karaoke? I love doing karaoke. Che, on the other hand, she gets a little shy. She doesn't think she can sing, but I've heard her sing. She thought nobody heard her, and I heard her sing, and she's actually not bad. But that's typical. You know, a lot of people, Filipinos, are shy and they underestimate themselves and they don't think they're as good as what they are. But yeah, she's not bad. Karen says, where are Dumaguete, Philippines, Karen? Dumaguete, Philippines, that's where we're at. Derek says, many Americans have to work on Social Security. Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're preaching facts. So obviously that's not something I'm able to qualify for right now because I'm only 55. But when 62 hits, I have it all updated in the system. When 60 hits, which I'm in no hurry for that day to come, but that'll be an added bonus. And I'm sure I'll still be living over here, barring some kind of, I don't know, wild change or something like that. But yeah, that's not even a part of the equation, but that'll be nice. That's why you got to be smart here while you can budget. And I'm living a decent life. I've learned how not to be as materialistic. Believe me, I learned and saw that when I sold my house. All the stuff I had in there and I had to get rid of. I mean, I basically gave it away. I couldn't sell everything, so I donated a lot to Salvation Army. Very good, nice furniture, but that's fine. I got many years of use out of it into the hands of somebody else. Oh, and yeah, you're right. Tamarin says you can work online. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, people, you can do that. Charisse says hello from Washington State. Charisse. Spiro saying hey to Chief. Rick Wallace says, when you going to see Thailand? I don't know, at some point. I really want to go to Palawan first, to be honest with you. Palawan's the trip that I'm budgeting and saving up for. And if we go to Palawan, I at least want to go there for 2 weeks. That's where I want to go first. But it's possible I could end up going to Thailand before. But Karen says, is it hard for an American to get a job there? Probably as a non-citizen. If I remember correctly, I think someone said you had to have some sort of things in place to be able to even work here. I have obviously no desire to work. I wanted to get off that grind. That's why I'm here. Philip says, what do you do if you need dental work or medical work? They have dentists here. You just pay out of pocket. Obviously, depending on the nature of your, let's just say, a dental visit. I'll give you an example. Che recently, my girlfriend, she went for a cleaning. That was 1,000 pesos or 1,200 pesos, something like that, for just a full cleaning. You can convert what 1,200 is. It's not very expensive out of pocket. And then she recently had some cavities. She needed to get dental work, cavities. She had 2 cavities. So for the drilling and the filling, which they call it pasta here or something like that, it was 1,000 pesos for each cavity. All right, Life on Bluegrass must be talking about getting a job. You need an AEP from immigration. Spiro said, I went to Boracay, it's beautiful. That I know. Obviously, I think you're familiar with Gino's channel, Gino Dazzle TV. Whenever I go to Boracay, which would probably end up being before Palawan, Gino's gonna be my personal friendly tour guide. He's like my brother from another. Gino is a great guy. If you're not subscribed to Dazzle TV and you just want to watch, be entertained by a genuine, good-hearted man who's a Filipino, but then did live in the United States, was in the military, Dazzle TV, I recommend. Gino's awesome. But this is Belchris. This is the place, when someone asks me if they're still here, about food that you can get that's similar to Western-style food. This is the place to go, Belchris. Just about anything and everything. But the only thing is here, when they sell out, if there's something here that you really want and they could potentially sell out of it, because they do, you better grab 2 to 3 of something that you particularly like, because who knows, with some things you don't know when it's going to come back again. I'm going to get around this before I get... Sorry about that. Dude on Roll says, I always wonder why Americans prefer the Philippines and Europeans prefer Thailand. I think you can't go wrong anywhere. I could go to Thailand, probably love it. I could go to Da Nang, Vietnam, probably love it. I have fun and enjoy being in a different country, learning a different culture, being surrounded by different people. I enjoy being, I don't know, a minority here. I like it. I like learning about a different culture. It's just fun. A lot of happy people here, especially in Dumaguete, Philippines. Would $1,500 be enough to live there in Dumaguete? Yeah, you'd be more than fine with $1,500. My opinion, you'd be more than fine. You could be fine with $1,200. You're by yourself. It just depends. Again, you want to eat out every day? It's going to add up. It's like living at home in the States, if that's where you're from. When you eat out, it costs more. You eat at home, you're saving money. Do you like cooking? If you don't like cooking, then I guess you're going to go out to eat all the time. But Karen says, am I discriminated against? No. Never once felt that at all. Nope, nope, nope. Everybody's polite, no judging, no nothing here. And if they are, I don't know anything about it. I've never personally experienced anything like that. And there's Gino, Dazzle TV. I was just talking about you, Gino. I was just talking about you because the Spiro mentioned about Boracay, and I said if I go to Boracay, I'd be getting the tour with you, my brother from another, who's a very good friend, and I recommended your channel. See there, you can see there's two, they're the ocean jets. They're the fast boats. They must be getting ready to leave because I'm surprised they're both there. And then Sikihor Island is right there. You can be there in 30 to 40 minutes. There's a lot of beautiful places to visit, waterfalls and beaches. Even Little Boracay is a beach over there that emulates. It's very similar to the real Boracay, but I'm sure not as good as the real thing. Everybody's saying hello. Derek says, Laj travels live in Dumaguete. They work online. And again, Gino says, good afternoon. Francis says, 1,000 pesos is $17. Thank you, Francis, for converting that to Philippine pesos. One time, like the first time I was looking up pesos, I just strictly put in pesos when I first got here. And I accidentally selected Mexican pesos, and it was like a lot more. And I was like, wow, that's a lot more than what I thought. Well, that was my mistake because I didn't specify Philippine pesos. I see a lot of Philippines girls on live streams who wear braces are expensive. I still think even if you're going to getting orthodontical, braces and stuff, I think that stuff's less expensive here too. The only thing I can talk about in my experience is when I went to a place for my glasses. Back in the States with vision care, these same glasses, progressive lenses, transitional, whatever, non-scratch and all that stuff. Per lens, I think it was like $300 or more per lens in the US. And then after I paid the deductible, I still had to pay hundreds of dollars out of my own pocket. Whereas here, I went into a place with no vision care. Actually, the eye place is right down the road. The place, Mayung Hapon, the eye care place I went to here with no, benefits, no help, vision care, whatever. It was like $63 right out of my pocket, total for everything. I was like totally blown away. Derek, I'd have to ask about dental implants. I should have had Che when she was there. I should have had her ask them. Mayong hapon. I know people have gotten dental implants here. If I were to guess, I would guess it's a lot less expensive here than it is in the States. But that's just me guessing. Francis says, welcome. It's actually $16.96, but I rounded it up to $17. This is peso in the Philippines. Awesome. Thank you, Francis J. Like I said, when I first got here, I screwed up and put the wrong thing in there. And there is a difference between Philippine pesos and Mexican pesos. This is a place a lot of people eat at. It's simply Philippine food, very inexpensive. But if you need a quick breakfast or eggs or whatever, a lot of people eat there. Food Net. Michael, what did Miss Che cook today? I don't know what she's gonna cook today, Chief. Well, I've only had like breakfast / lunch. But there's the optical place I went to. It's right here on the corner. So this is like my go-to place here in Dumaguete. It's called Santillan Optical Clinic. And yeah, I remember when my lenses came in a few days after she ordered them, gave her my glasses. She said, come back in an hour, and they were ready in an hour. When I gave my glasses in the States, they had my glasses for 2 weeks. And then I finally got them. So I don't know why it was quicker and faster here, cheaper, yeah. Derek says, have you ran into Bud Brown or Paul the old dog? I think I've seen Paul the old dog, I think. But a lot of times I'm not really honestly paying attention that much. On occasion, you know, you just, I guess, notice a foreigner and then I'm like, oh, that's so-and-so. But I'm so focused now when I'm walking. If I'm not doing a live stream, I'm listening to music. How much for you to try balut? What do you mean, how much for me to try balut? Are you trying to, I don't know, like how much does a balut cost? Or are you challenging me to do balut? Which I wouldn't do it right now anyway. I'd have to prep myself to ever try balut. And I would definitely try the balut with Che. I wouldn't want to try it without her. I'd probably make her do it first. Where's the Baberoni? Says, you know what? I don't really go out looking for Baberonis, but they randomly pop up, you know. I'll go more towards the city. I just walk around and, like I said, just share the sites that pop up when I'm out and about. But if you're wondering if there's pretty girls in the Philippines, of course, there's beautiful girls all over the world. Joey Cronin says, my vision is bad. My script is -8. Transition lenses, progressive lenses. Lenses alone cost $900. Yeah, see, that's like when that happened to me and I was like $63. Well, she told me in pesos, but when I converted that, I was like $63 out of pocket, where with vision care, I still had to pay more. That's like one of my favorite stores I always show, Tops and Bottoms. It's where I go to buy t-shirts, name brand stuff, 200 to 300 pesos per t-shirt usually. Andy Manfort says, where are you in the Philippines? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines, Andy Manfort, and thank you for being here. And I am from, like I said, anybody that comes in the channel, my name's Michael, from the United States, born and raised in Pennsylvania. Lived there all my life with the exception of 2 years. I lived in Florida, which I always say I prefer the warm weather. That's where I'd hopefully be if I was still in the States. But if I was still in the States, I'd still be working. Millie says, do you have a car? Nope, no car, no motorbike. Just Shoe Leather Express. That's my way, and that's what I like about Dumaguete. I mean, I'm a walker anyway. I walk a lot, more than probably the average person, so it doesn't bother me as much, but I prefer to walk everywhere just because I can see more. I can learn more here in the Philippines by just walking around. Plus, it allows me to surround myself more with the community and the culture. I prefer to walk anyway. Andy said Dumaguete is a nice place. I think it's a nice place. But everybody's different. You'll have an individual that'll say they don't like this, they don't like that. That's okay. Find what you like. I'm fine here. That's not to say someday I wouldn't change my mind and find something else and want to live somewhere else. That's always possible. But for now, I'm good. I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, Grab is like DoorDash. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like, Joey. Cheryl Star Wars says good glasses. Yeah, I mean, I brought my frames. See, this is another place. It says a dental place. The Road Dental Center. I just wanted to see if they're, yeah, so there's a dentist right there. They're all over the place, dental centers. They have the braces or like the mouthpiece thing. I forget what they call that. Invisalign. That's right. They have Invisalign. You can get that here. Andy says, hey, Michael, Filipinos are great people. These people are full of compassion. Again, you are preaching to the choir. I love it here. The people are amazing. That's why I'm happy here. That's why I enjoy going for a walk. I'm always surrounded by happy people. Overall, everybody's happy and friendly. I could wake up on the wrong side of the bed and maybe feel like I could have a bad day. As soon as I step outside and I start walking and people, locals, start saying hello to me, it's gone. Not that that really ever happens, but Mayong hapon. But that's like an example I'm giving you. Like, I'm always happy here, but it's because of the people. That's what I love most. Everything else is just icing on the cake. The warm weather, the opportunity to go to beaches and waterfalls and see all that nice stuff. That's awesome. But that's not the main reason why I like it here so much. Rafael Castro says hi. Reynolds says everybody there likes to be on camera. I mean, for the most part, you know, some people don't, but I never like intentionally do anything for anybody. If most people that want to be in the camera, they look at me and smile and they kind of give me the nod like they want to, you know, say hello and stuff like that. I'm respectful of everybody and whatnot. As you should be anyway, you know. Yeah, that's exactly right. Very positive, very happy, welcoming, you know. But I'm sure, like, you know, not everybody, you know, you just respect people and be nice to them. This is, you know, this is showing what Dumaguete has to offer for anybody that's ever interested in potentially coming here. Rick Wallace said you have a good personality. I said, well, I think I always did, but I think I have an even better one now because I'm just simply happier here. I have a lot of fun here. Like I said, it's the people. I can't say it enough. It's the people. Herman says, I'm jealous. It's cold as you know what here, and you walking around with someone, LOL. Yeah, I do like the shorts and the t-shirt. I do enjoy that. I have no desire to ever have to wear long pants or jeans or a sweatshirt or anything like that. I'm perfectly fine with things the way they are. Warm. I don't care how hot it is. I always tell people I'd rather sweat my butt off than freeze my butt off if I have a choice. If you live there a long time, do you have to become a citizen? No. I don't think you have to become a citizen. All I do know is you can live here. Mayong hapon. You can live here. You can stay here on a tourist visa for up to 3 years until you have to like leave the country and then come back. That's how they do it here, which is makes sense, very nice. So at some point, if I travel outside the, you know, here, I'd be leaving the country and then it would start all over again. Mayong hapon. How are you doing, Glenda? You having a good day? Smiling? Always, right? Amping. Take care. All right. Me, always. Thank you. How long have you been here, says Jimmy? Over a year. Well over a year. Came in July of 2024. and went home in March of 2025 and then returned in June of 2025, and I've been here ever since. So 15, 16 months, something like that. Philip Morgan says New Balance. Must be talking about shoes, New Balance. Cool King says no, but you have to pay a tax if you overstay. Yeah, like if you're here, I think it's once you go over 6 months, when you go to leave the country, you have to pay an exit fee tax, which I had to pay when I went home in March. Wasn't even all that much. I don't even remember what it was. So when I was going through immigration at the Cebu airport, I did have to pay an exit fee there. But it wasn't even, yeah, it was basically a tax. It wasn't that much, so it didn't even matter to me. Can you buy Adidas shoes or Nike shoes, real Nike or fake? Yeah, you can buy real, Philip. For me, my favorite walking shoes are Brooks. That's what I like. They don't really sell Brooks here in Dumaguete. I've been told they have them. I'm gonna go get coconut water now. I've been told that they have Brooks in Cebu, but if I really want to get any and every shoe, if you go to Manila, the Mall of America, which I've never been there, I was told they have like a Brooks outlet. I've tried, I'm a walking fool, I'll just put it to you that way. I've gone through various shoes, tested them on my own just to see which holds up the best with the amount of miles I walk per day. Obviously I go with Brooks. I've tried New Balance, Nike, Adidas, Asics, On, so many other brands. And the ones that I always felt withstood the most on the bottom of the shoe because of the miles was the Brooks. Those are the ones that seem to hold up the best, and along with comfort. Rafael Castro says thank you. Philip says Philippines people love chocolate cake or vanilla or strawberry. I think they like the sweets in general. They like sticky pudding. They make sticky pudding. I know they like that. I like it, but I don't eat a lot of it. I don't eat a lot of sweets, period. I'm very picky about sugar. But I'm gonna go get some coconut water now at my favorite place here. See if my friends are here, which they are. Mayong hapon. How are you today? Jamie, no, I don't have a job here. No job. I don't see I see you don't like answering. I'm not Leo Tyler. I'll try and find your question. My apologies. It's very difficult. All right. Why can't you answer my question? Hold on, Leo. I'm going back. What's the weather temperature right now? Like 84, 85 degrees, Leo. My apologies. 84, 85. Thank you. I would just say this coconut water is like room temperature. It's like not warm, but not cold. It's kind of just right, actually. And we got Colonels in here. Hello, Colonel. Welcome. I see you. So, Leo, yeah, the weather, I got you. Let me drink some of this coconut water. Juan Corchel says, hello from Los Angeles. Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines, Juan Chirelles. Philip says, gotta go until next time. If I was not married, win the lottery and play golf, live like the Philippines president. Hey, Philip, I appreciate you stopping by. Hope to see you again, my friend. Have a good, I guess, maybe good night for you. Oh, their churches nearby. Yeah, they're kind of scattered out everywhere. Sometimes they're not as obvious. They don't, like there's the big cathedral. I can go by the cathedral. I'll show you that. It's one of the oldest I think it was built in like the 1700s. Yeah, Isabella, Thailand could be better for you too. That's right. It all depends on the person. Meanwhile, I'm going to finish this coconut water. I'm not ignoring you guys. Terry says I will retire there in about a year. Sounds awesome, Terry. That's great. Francis says, what are the politics like there? Honestly, I don't even pay attention to that, Francis, in all honesty. I don't. I hear some of it talked about with the locals. They know more about that than I do here locally. I don't really even, as long as I'm happy and I'm safe and I'm healthy, honestly, I don't even think about that. Yep, -8 in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm not jealous of you, Francis. That's just too cold. Keep the coconut meat. They shred the meat up and then I take it home. Jamie says, hello from North Carolina again. I'm sure your family in PA got hit with the East Coast. Yeah, I was wondering, like somebody did mention they got like 16 inches of snow in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure central, east, or west, but well over a foot. Exactly, Terry. Food, people are good. Joe Mama's here, says the motorcycles look like Chinese bikes. Mike Hammond gives me the thumbs up. Purely Patriotic says howdy from Dallas, Texas. Welcome. When I hear Texas, I think of Texas food. I think of barbecue. Texas is a beautiful state. We just got a few inches of ice in North Carolina. Haha, this is a warm-up. It was -38 Friday. That's crazy. Terry says they have Hondas, Kawasaki's, and others. Yeah, they basically have everything here. Here I am, Texas barbecue caterer, back in the chat. That's what I think of, good barbecue in Texas. Now he's gonna cut the meat. Yeah. Still no power for TLC Carol. Sorry to hear that. No power. Dave D. Grunt, where Dumaguete, Philippines. No, my girlfriend's a Filipina. She's from here, Francis. She's a Filipina. TC says my outside temperature reading -25. Ay, ay, ay. I don't miss that. I prefer wearing t-shirt and shorts. Oh, I'm gonna show you guys, I'm scraping the coconut out. See how they scrape it out? I take the coconut meat with me. Purely Patriotic says he's barbecuing in his fireplace. Sounds good to me, I'm jealous. London Broil Steak, says Rick Wallace. You guys aren't supposed to be talking about food. You're making me hungry. But no, I'm just kidding. It's all good. Juan says, yeah, the Super Bowl is set. Patriots in Seattle. Yeah, I would have never guessed. If someone would have said at the beginning of the year there was going to be New England and the Patriots, I would have said you're crazy. I wouldn't have thought that, but... Thank you. Salamat. Amping. Thank you. Lynn says, can you play any kind of instruments? I remember when I was younger, I would mess around on a piano, basically playing the notes. Mayung hapon. Playing the notes. No, thank you. Mayung hapon.
What's the name of the vlog?
It's on YouTube called Castaway Drift.
So what, sir?
Castaway
Castaway Drift?
Drift.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, shout out.
You're welcome. Let me get across here. Like I said, it can look like it's chaotic, but it's all good. I enjoy it. It's fun. What is the popular sport here? Probably, I would say I see a lot of people playing basketball and then pickleball. A lot of people playing pickleball, a lot of people playing basketball. I see some soccer, or as it should be called, football. Mayong hapon. Mayong hapon. No street lights or signs here, but somehow, believe it or not, it all works. I don't ever, they just have like a sixth sense. They know how to anticipate everybody for the most part. It works here. I remember the first time I came here, I was overwhelmed thinking, how in the world? But like I said, I weave in between, you know, like you got sidewalks, like they just make it work. Motorbikes on the sidewalks, whatever way you can get from point A to point B, it works. I know someone mentioned want me to show a church, and I know of one that's kind of older and it's big. It's a very old cathedral, so I'll show you that. As soon as I cross here, I just kind of make my way in, and then, but it's down this way. Do they have good beer there? Their main beer here is Red Horse, and then I'd say, I guess there's another one called San Miguel, but I think those are the popular ones here, Red Horse and San Miguel beer. I don't drink, unfortunately, or, you know, I don't mean to be a party pooper, but I don't drink or anything like that. I haven't touched alcohol in over 20 years. Not that I was an alcoholic or had a drinking problem. I just was a social drinker when I was younger, and then just one day, because I really got into my health and diet and exercise, I just removed that from my life. And yeah, I haven't had a sip of anything in over 20 years. But the popular beer here would be Red Horse and then San Miguel, I would say. David says, or wait, Dai Udon says, what is the popular food? Chicken adobo. That's my favorite, so I'm gonna guess it's the most popular. Lumpia, which is like an egg roll. Pork sisig. Chicken, pork, fish. Obviously rice. Rice is life, you know? Rice is life here in the Philippines. What time is it there, says David? It is 1:37 p.m. in the afternoon on Monday. Dumaguete, Philippines, 1:37 p.m. in the afternoon. Terry Smith says, CO Powell, no helmet law. They do have a helmet law here, from what I was told. But again, people kind of take their matters into their own hands, and I guess it all depends on if it's enforced. But there are like checkpoints that they do set up for checking people's for licenses and helmets. Those do happen. I've seen them. But yeah, it's like anything. Law is only a law if it's enforced, I guess. What is the date here? What is today's date? The 26 or something like that? Even I don't even know what the January. Yeah, see, North Carolina, 12:40 a.m. Yeah, after midnight. Yeah, there you go, 25th. Thank you. That's another thing I've learned. When I live in the Philippines and I'm retired and have this, oh, here's the church. I'm going to show you the church. Have this stress-free life. You kind of feel like every day's a Friday here. Oh, the 26th. That's okay, Grinding Coconuts. I like that name, Grinding Coconuts. When I was trying to think of a name for my channel, at one point I was thinking about Coconut Castaway, but it was already taken. I think it was Coconut Castaway. And I didn't want to have a name that had any numbers on it, so then I went with Castaway Drift, and that's how that worked out. But I was thinking Coconut Castaway. 9:43 p.m. Las Vegas. Yeah, Wilson. Yeah, everybody, because I work for FedEx, so a lot of people think I thought of the name Castaway because of the movie, but that's the church, St. Catherine of Alexandria. So if anybody, whoever asked me about a church earlier, I think someone said this is 1700s is when this was built. Very, very old. Coconut drink was awesome. Now I feel so much better. Coconut water I prefer over regular water if I have a choice. Big P says, is there a homeless problem? I mean, I just think that's just the way this world is. I mean, there's homeless people back in the States. Is it a problem? Yeah, I guess to an extent. But it's a problem everywhere. I mean, unfortunately, we see homeless people all over the place. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. And yeah, nothing's perfect no matter where you're at, you know. Grinding Coconut says $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month as far as what you have to be able to live. If you have $2,000 a month here, you'd be more than fine. That's like, you'd have extra. You'd be able to save. And again, it depends on your lifestyle. How, I don't know, call it reckless would you get with your money? Are you going to eat out every night? Are you going to have to travel all the time while you're over here? What are you content with? What's good enough? And but yeah, $2,000. I don't know, I haven't seen Fortune in here, but I'm sure he would say that's more than enough. Leo says that's cool about the church, though there is no community without a church. Yeah. Two Pig says, my favorite live chat in East LA, they danced near Jimi Hendrix. It was a fanny hour. Grinding Coconut says you need to save for medical. Yeah, you do. I mean, especially if you have any pre-existing like conditions. Yeah, you got to protect yourself. I'm fortunate right now, but that's not to say that I couldn't wake up tomorrow and have some issue. Yeah, you're right. You always need to have savings for medical purposes. Maybe you have to fly home on an emergency, you know, and it's not cheap for me to fly back to the States. You know, people always ask me, when do I plan on going back to the States to visit my family? Well, right now, there's no plans. The only way I'd go back anytime soon is, like I always say, worst case scenario, medical family emergency with either my mother, father, or somebody in my family that required me to go home. So yeah, you should always have that emergency money for something. Mixed both together are very good. How many couches in within a mile square? I'm kind of lost. I'm sorry if I'm not following you, TC. Terry says VA in St. Mary medical. Juan Chorella says $1 is equal to 59. So right now that's good then. The exchange rate is 59.20. That's actually really good. I'm waiting for it to hit 60. I guess it was getting close. The one day I saw 59.44 when I was looking at it, but it's one of those things I kind of pay attention to it, but I probably pay more attention to it when I'm going to do some sort of currency exchange, try to basically get the best bang for the buck. Jamie says, I know you like walking, but you have to get you a cool moped or bike. You know, maybe someday, Jamie Ingram. Just now, if I'd have a cool moped or a bike, it would probably sit more than I'd use it. I'm sure I would enjoy it. I'm sure I would simply just enjoy going joyriding with it. I'm sure. But right now, it's just not cost effective for me. If I need a motorbike as a type of transportation, I would rent it and do whatever I needed to do. If it was like a little trip somewhere not too far from here. Yeah, I would just simply rent one. That would just make more sense for me right now. Hey, what is the largest type of religion here? I mean, I guess probably Catholic. I don't know 100% for sure, but if I were to guess, probably Catholic, Christian, something to that effect. Why do they have so many bikes parked on the side of the road? That's just because people park where they're either working or they're where they're, they're working and whatever. They park wherever they can park. And I apologize for the wind. This is where it kind of... How many miles do you walk? See, yeah, it's too windy here. It's definitely too windy here. I need to go over here. Once I get around this corner, it's too windy here. I walk 10 miles a day. The wind feels good to me, but you probably don't hear me very good, and that's why, yeah. Have you snorkeled at Appo Island? Not Sweet Caroline, that's on my to-do list. And that's actually an easy trip from here. Go to Darwin, get on a boat. I think it's like, I don't know, 15-minute boat ride, just spend the day there. That's something simple I should be doing actually sooner rather than later. There's not a beach here. It's just like a water boulevard where the port is over there. The Bohol Sea is over there. Cebu Island's beyond there. You got Sikihor over there. The wind isn't a problem now. All right, well, I'm just getting lucky, I guess. Maybe it's just the way it's blowing, but yeah, so you got the port over here. This is called the Boulevard. This is where everybody comes, especially if the sun's not out. There's a lot more people here, as you can tell. They don't like being in the sun here in the Philippines. But this gets all loaded up with vendors, people singing karaoke. This is salt water, salt water. This is the Bohol Sea. So, yeah, well, the boats aren't there right now, but you could rent a boat, ride over to Sikihor Island. You can see that over there, 30 to 40 minutes. You can go to Cebu by boat. You can go to Bohol by boat in 2 hours. So yeah, you got a lot of nice things that you can do right out of here in the port. That's another reason why I like Dumaguete. All right, thank you for the loud and clear. Luke Filippo says, how deep is the water? I don't think it's that. Oops, hold on. My hat blew off. It's windy over here. At least it didn't blow in the ocean. The water, I don't know how deep it is. I don't think it's that deep. David says, have I done any fishing? No, I haven't done any fishing yet. Maybe someday. I just haven't gotten to that point yet. But it's really windy here. Yeah, Bohol Sea, Pacific Ocean. Just don't. It is breezy. The water's choppy. Not as bad. I mean, it feels windier today, and the water doesn't look as choppy. Manny Pacquiao, yeah, the boxer. Yeah, Derek, I think a lot of them just don't like to be in the sun. When I get there, you can see, I don't know, that might be 3 4 feet deep, maybe a little more, but you can see the bottom. I don't think it's deep right there. Tony's asking about the gasoline. Yeah, I can go by a gas station. It's not that far from here. Yes, they do have Grab here. They have Grab. Just don't jump in. Actually, I'm sure it's really warm. Sometimes when I've gone to the beaches here, the water's almost too warm. I like it a little cooler. That's why I like going to waterfalls and stuff like that, because the water is a little bit more refreshing. The ocean water close by the shore is really warm, actually. Hopefully you never have to go through a tsunami. Yeah, that's just one of those things. You know what, though? I can't worry about what I can't control. I've experienced more earthquakes here than I ever did in my entire life. I guess the scariest one was when I was in Bacolod and that big one hit in Cebu. I was on the 5th floor of an apartment building, never experienced anything shaking quite like that before. But I can check out Tony. I'll go towards the gas station. Yep, I prefer waterfalls. Yeah, Luke, it's just, again, I don't mind the ocean. I love salt water. I like all that. But it was last time we were at Little Boracay, that water was so warm. I would have had to have swam much further out to like have a refreshing cool, it was just warm, too warm. Some people like that hot tub kind of jacuzzi warm weather. Me, I'm just not very into that. Yeah, Joey, there's no earthquakes in Pennsylvania. But I don't know. I would like to know the history of that. Has there ever been any type of magnitude of earthquake in Pennsylvania ever? That would be interesting to know. I wonder if there's ever been an earthquake. Luke says, here in Hawaii, the waterfall is my vibe. Man, Luke, I'm jealous of you. I don't know if I ever get to Hawaii. That would be nice, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. That's a little probably out of my budget. Maybe in the future, not near future, but that would be nice just to say I was there at least once. Rick Wallace, that's the Bohol Sea. B-O-H-O-L-C, Bohol Sea. No fault lines there, shouldn't have been. Yeah, I always just wonder. I mean, because you never really ever heard about tornadoes in Pennsylvania, and then I remember there were some when I got older. Sometimes I just think, anything's possible, but yeah, I didn't think there was any type of other earthquake in Pennsylvania. Oh, man, so you're saying 1998. So Casey and Callie, 1998, what is that date for? There's an SNR in Bacolod. Not here. It's not that expensive here in Hawaii. Don't let the media fool you, brother. Well, that's good to know. I'll keep you in mind whenever the opportunity maybe presents itself that I can go visit Hawaii. I'll keep you in mind. I'll need a tour guide. Oh, there you go. TLC Carroll says 5.2 earthquake in 1998. See, there you go. I thought there was one. I don't specifically remember it, but for some reason something stuck in my head that there was an earthquake in my lifetime there was. So there you go. Very good research. 5.2 in Pennsylvania. I wonder where the epicenter was for that. Because 5.2, I mean, it's not the highest in the world, but it's certainly not you would definitely feel that. Yeah, Jolly Bean, Chow King are everywhere. Let me see. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm in Dumaguete, Wee Lou. I'm gonna walk by this gas station because someone wanted to know what gas currently is. So I figured I might as well. This is Quaison Park. This is where people play pickleball a little later. Right now you got a lot of pigeons. They're taking advantage of the Quaison Park until people show play pickleball. But they do have free Wi-Fi here. I've never linked into it in this park, but they do have free Wi-Fi. Oop. Yeah, I'm sure, like I said, 5.2 is not nothing. The one we experienced here was 6 something. I'm just saying for Pennsylvania, 5.2, when that's not typically something that takes place, would probably be shocking for someone in Pennsylvania. Heck, the last one we had here was like a 4.0 here in Dumaguete, which was nothing, but I was out doing a live stream when it happened, so I didn't feel anything, whereas my girlfriend was in the apartment, and as soon as anything shakes, we're on the 8th floor, she starts to panic over anything, and a 4.0 is not even that bad for me. The earthquake's epicenter was in southern Great Lakes seismic zone, about 25 kilometers southwest of Meadville, PA. Its depth was about 5 kilometers. That's interesting, '09 proud vet. Thank you guys for researching that. That's very interesting. I knew there was one. And again, whoops, I didn't want to do that. For anybody that's new to my channel or hasn't been in here very long, but just reintroduce myself. My name's Michael. Born and raised from the United States, lived in Pennsylvania the majority of my life, with the exception of 2 years, lived in Florida. Now I'm living abroad here in Dumaguete, Philippines, and absolutely love it. Enjoying myself every day. I'm a walker. Obviously, I'm a talker too, so thanks for everybody being here. I really, really appreciate everybody taking their time out of their life to hang out with me walking, but I'm going towards the gas station. Visit Silliman. It's an American institution. Yeah, I've been through Silliman College. Actually, I go through there every day because that's where along the way to walk to my apartment. My apartment from the city here in the city is 1.5 miles. So to and from there is 3 miles of my 10 miles that I walk a day. But yeah, I'm gonna go over here whenever I can get in here. Traffic is kind of crazy when people are waiting for another car to go, and I'm gonna cross right now. Thank you. And show you the gas prices, at least the latest. I'm assuming yeah, 52.95. Diesel is 52.95, and U-Saver is 55.50. So that's the current gas. Mayung hapon. That's the current gas prices for those that wanted to know. I think the American Embassy is in Manila, if I'm correct. So I'm not that far from Manila, but I'm not that close either. No, it's in liters. That would be liters for the gasoline, liters. You should put a banner on your screen so everyone will stop asking where this is. It's all right. I figure either you guys will answer or I'll catch it. Mayung hapon. Yeah, I'm not even sure how I could put a banner on here saying, I guess there is a way to do it. I've never done it. Hey, no, not yet. Mayung hapon. My friend asking me for coffee. I'm like, no, I'm not ready for coffee now. Tenny says we're watching in San Antonio, Texas. Or you are in San Antonio. I thought you were trying to say this is San Antonio, Texas. You were making me laugh for a minute there. I was like, that's funny. Two Pig says, high five in Italian called Dois Vita. 09 Proud Vet, do they have a big city with designer stores, etc., a mall here or big name brands? They have a mall here. I mean, the bigger the city, the bigger the malls. That's my best way to put it. Dumaguete's malls are fine for me. I'm not really here to buy anything other than occasionally I need new shoes because I do 10 miles a day, so they don't last me forever. Clothes-wise, you can get name brand stuff so much cheaper in stores here. But if you need a nicer mall, a better mall, you go to Bacolod, you go to Manila, Iloilo. There's bigger cities that's going to give you the bigger malls if that's what you prefer. Yeah, they have, I guess, what is it called in Manila? I think the big mall is called the Mall of Asia in Manila, if I remember correctly. It's called the Mall of Asia. Mayung hapon. Which that's what I would like, you know, if I needed to go to Manila, it's because I would need my Brooks shoes. That's why I would go to Manila. But yeah, It's busy today for a Monday. It's busy. Yeah, SM malls everywhere. Yeah, you got Ayala and Bacolod. You have Ayala Mall, SM Mall. Then you have the Landers and the SNR, which are like Costco's. You have all that stuff if that's what you want and that's what you need. Mayung hapon. I see where you are on the map. You get the best sunrises in the east would be on the water. Yeah, right? That's where the, exactly. You be up 5:30 in the morning and you walk along the boulevard by the water. That's where the sunrises come up and they're some of the most beautiful. And I know there's beautiful sunrises all over the world. Some people see my sunrises and they like, I can get that here in Florida. Yes, you can. The thing that makes it different is I'm halfway around the world, seeing a sunrise that I never thought I'd be in Dumaguete, Philippines, watching a sunrise ever in my life. Doug says, does your wife work while you're walking or does she stay home because she's seen it and done it already? Doug, she's either with two of her friends. She takes care of the cooking and cleaning, the grocery shopping. That's what keeps her busy other than her exercise and stuff. She's been with me on occasion, but she doesn't walk as much as I do. And there's just no way I'm gonna try and, these walking live streams are more me, a part of me, and not so much her. So yeah, she does she'll visit her mom. She'll do whatever in between when I'm out doing my daily exercise. I'm never gonna stop my daily exercise. That's just who I am, a part of me. It's never gonna change. That's why I feel good at 55. That's why I will continue to feel good as long as I keep staying disciplined in my exercise regimen. I'm just not gonna change that. That's me, and she respects that, and she knows. I mean, yeah, that's just who I am. Africa will never unite. Says, stop asking him personal questions. It's annoying. REB with, I see the sent the gift. Thank you so much, REB. I see all things. I bet so. Maybe you can live it one day. Annie Boogie says hello. Hawaii is great for sunrise and sunset. Oh, I'm sure it is. Like I said, there's beautiful sunrises everywhere. I guess it's just in my mind when I see a sunrise here and then I picture, truly take it in. I'm like, wow, I'm the Holy in the Philippines watching a sunrise, where all I ever really saw sunrises were in Pennsylvania. It's kind of wild. Rainbow says, hi, friend. TC says, any bookstores? Wow. If I see a bookstore, I'll let you know. I can't honestly say if I've ever noticed a full-fledged bookstore, to be honest with you. I think everything's so much digital on the phone. Doug Clement says, I get it, bro. It's nice there. Two Pig says, my English is very tiny. Translation from Google is shitty. Is that exercise? Stop it, bro. I don't know. Be nice to all Filipinos and obey the Philippine law. Don't be the next. Yeah, Light Tarot. I'm nothing like that. I'm much different, much respectful. Love it here. I have the majority of my friends here are all from the Philippines. I was raised the right way by my parents. I'm a very loving individual, respectful. That's just common decency. And yeah, you just respect people and always remember the fact that you're a visitor here in the Philippines, or no matter what country you visit, you'll be fine. You'll be good. Yeah, don't follow the examples of some other people. That's probably not the smart thing to do. It's a little humid right now, but not too bad. A little cloudy. Terry Smith says 1,500 full set dentures. Porcelain just got a set. Well, that sounds good, Terry. Mike, do you use a city map? No. I learned the hard way. Now I kind of just have a sense now by walking around for so long. Rainbows is from India. I suggest an app called Duolingo for English. If anybody hasn't given me a like, I'd greatly appreciate a like. I'm not going to be doing this live stream much longer. I usually go about now, 105 minutes or so. So if you haven't given me a thumbs up, I'd greatly appreciate it. Two Pig Bang says Orlando, Florida yesterday, 83. That's good. I can handle 83. Francis says, what is a typical day for you? Typical, get up, do my walking exercise, then do more walking on the live stream, then coffee mixed in there, just taking in the culture, the community, the people. I'm simply happy with that, and that's why when I do eventually go on a trip, that's just going to be an extra benefit. I'm happy just being a part of the community and meeting people every day. I'm just happy. I never thought something so simple could be so gratifying. I really never imagined that. ZZ says, I'm buried in snow in New York City right now. I see all things. 51 more likes. I don't think that's going to happen. Vanessa says, good evening, Vanessa. What's the local time there, friend? It is 2:05 p.m. Monday afternoon. 2:05 p.m. Leo says that's cool. Smash the thumb, says Christopher. I appreciate that, Christopher. Undeniably undeniable with the thumbs up. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's a typical day, like I said. And usually I don't even put myself on camera that much. It's not important to see me. I was just getting ready to finish up this live stream. Yes, it is very warm. Shorts, t-shirt, you know, walking shoes. This is what I like, the simple things. T-shirt, shorts. I don't want to put on jeans, long pants, long shirts, hooded sweatshirt, nothing like that. Sharon says 11 inches of snow. I don't envy you. I remember the snow, but I don't envy it. Terry says Orlando going to be cold next week. Yikes. Yeah, Orlando, it's crazy because just when you think Florida, you think warm, but not really. Those cold fronts can push far. Do you volunteer or help in the community? Privately, I do charitable things. Let's just say that. I guess that's not so private anymore, but since you asked, Francis, it's just some private things that I like to do, which is charitable things, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. While walking, what type of animals do you run into? Because the pigeons, other than random street dogs and some random cats, the only time I ever saw a unique animal when I was in Valencia, riding up the Valencia mountains close to here, and people were all pulled over on the road looking at something, so we pulled over to see what everybody was looking at, and here it was like 2 to 3 wild monkeys, which was really cool. I don't know what type they were, but it was almost like they were enjoying people watching. It was very neat. But I've never seen a snake here. I don't care if I see a snake, and I really don't see spiders either, which I'm surprised. Have a safe day. God bless, says Doug. Do you notice, get a lot of looks from females there on the walks because you're from the States? As a foreigner, when you get here, you'll experience people paying attention to you, yes. You just kind of be disciplined, be respectful, try not to get overwhelmed by it, and you'll be okay. Put your streaming info on your hat. Well, yeah, I have the other shirts. I don't have it on today, but yeah, I did make a couple t-shirts with my channel on in case someone asks. Francis says, that's great. You seem like a person of service, compassionate. Yeah, that's me. Any parts, parakeets flying around? No, I'm surprised I don't see more exotic animals. Maybe, I guess it makes sense where I'm at. But yeah, like I said, I went up the Valencia mountain, had the interaction with 3 wild monkeys, and which was cool, but that was it. That was it. Sometimes when I'm walking the waterfalls and you're like in a jungle-like area, I'm anticipating seeing snakes, but I didn't see any snakes. If you don't mind me asking, what is the medallion on your neck? I don't know if you can see it, but it's Saint Michael the Archangel. That's what it is. It's Saint Michael the Archangel. That's why my mother, I'll tell you this real quick and then I'm going to end the live stream. When I was old enough to understand, my mother said, "Do you know why we named you Michael?" And I said, "No." And then she said, "We named you after Saint Michael the Archangel." So that's probably why it's important to me, because that's my mother named me after Saint Michael. Caribou. Yeah, I did see, that's right. I did see some caribou, or like, what do they call it? Water buffalo like thing. I did see that at Chase Province. That was different. So you are correct. I did see that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me, my live stream. I'll be back again, if not tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. I don't know if I'm gonna start doing this maybe 3 days a week. It just depends. Sometimes I feel like it gets too overwhelming, too much, but we'll see. I have a pendant, St. Francis. Thank you so much, Francis, and everybody that's been here supporting my live streams. I do greatly appreciate it. It's humbling. I don't think people realize I'm not used to this, but I love doing it because I feel like it's therapeutic. It's therapeutic for me just as much as it might be therapeutic for you. I just want to make people happy and maybe inspire them to take a leap of faith and take a trip to the Philippines or somewhere else for that matter. Juan says, "Thank you, Mike, for showing us the Philippines." REB says, "Thanks." Proud Vet says, "Have a good day. God bless you." God bless you too. It's useful. I'm just being me, but thank you guys. Appreciate it. Christopher, thanks. Mike, stay safe. Terry, thank you. All you guys saying thank you. Rick Wallace, thank you. Marion, Jamie, everybody. So many names. I mean, it's humbling. Thank you so much. Until the next time, rainbows. I'll see you guys again. Peace, love, happiness. God bless. See you later.